What is up, Baller Nation? We're just getting going here. It's going to be a ram-packed little session we're about to have. So you guys strap yourselves in because we are about to have a real good time. Maybe not for that long of a time, but man, it's going to be good. Let's get the rest of the squad up here. I'm up here all alone with the Ballers account. Where is Phil D, man? Where even is he? How is it possible that he's not here yet? Maybe he's somewhere at the car wash, driving through the forest, running up and down the stairs of the office building to sneak away from the boss to talk ballers. But really, his bosses are here. His coworkers are here. We're all here to talk Ballers Nation with the squad. We're going to get the baller crew up here. We're going to hear from everybody. Most importantly, we are going to be revealing a very special person who may or may not be a real life baller, but definitely at this point, from what I understand, is definitely an NFT baller. Okay, there's Phil D. Phil D finally showed up as if he forgot what his PFP actually was. Here we go. I'm gonna promote myself here to a co-host so that we can get some people up here. There we go. Now we're having fun. There he is. Here comes Phil D. Here he comes rumbling in like a Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon combo. But if Shane and Vince McMahon were actually ballers. Phil D, what's cracking?
Ballerz!
There it is.
Yeah, let's go, man. Super stoked for this. Look at the audience already. Look at all the Ballers faces in here, man. This is absolutely crazy, dude. I get so stoked when we talk Ballers.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I can tell. It's been like, Phil, I think it's been like 2 weeks now. Was it last week or the week before? When was it that we changed your PFP?
It was before New Year's, like the day before, 2 days before.
It was. Yeah, okay. It was, yeah, exactly. It was our live show, but at the end of the year. That's right. 2 weeks tonight. 2 weeks strong. How does it feel? Because I know I got to say, Phil D, I'm still not used to it. I'm not used to seeing you that way.
Okay.
And I like it when I see you, like especially when I scroll through the timeline. I'm like, oh, Phil D's on the loose again, right? But how does it feel for you? Because it is a major change in identity, especially on social media. You had that Bud Light can as your PFP for years, man.
Forever, pretty much. Well, here's the deal. All right, the change was a big one, but it wasn't a hard one. I made it more difficult because the more people ask, the more I like to prolong things and make people beg and go crazy. So people pretty much went crazy. I finally got the job done. To the contrary of what George Reister thought I could do. But here's the best part of that whole PFP change. And this is actually, you're going to love this, LG. I haven't even told you this. I changed my profile picture on LinkedIn to my baller alien. Okay. That's a risky move that not too many people would be willing to take. And sure enough, last week at work, we're on very limited staff right now. I'm one of the essentials that goes in almost every day. And the CEO of the company comes on our floor. I see him walking over. I said, all right, he's coming to say hi. And the first thing he says is that he was browsing LinkedIn and he saw this green thing on his on his feed. I don't know what it was. And he asked me what the deal was. And I told him, listen, man, this is digital identity is the future, pal. This is what's coming. This is how I want to represent myself. I want to represent myself as my baller. Here we are. That's my profile picture. And that's how it's going to stay for a long time. And if anybody out there sees it, I know a lot of other people have changed theirs as well since that. So every time I tell the story, people are like, yo, cool, man. I'll switch, my PFP on LinkedIn. So yeah, it's been crazy, man. I love it.
Man, Phil D, hold on. I got to tell you, that is not where I thought that story was going. Because honestly, the best case scenario of that story is you see the CEO, comes out of the elevator, he doesn't come down to your floor often, he walks right up to you and he goes, "Ballers!"
That is the dream. But I did
and
not
he reveals,
reveals
his burner Twitter account, which is probably like one of the, it's like probably Yuri or something like that, like one of the most prominent ballers that there is,
Hey, listen.
It'd be a total shocker.
It was a bold move, but it was like the fact that he noticed almost right away. I knew somebody would. Nobody else anything, but for it to be the CEO, and he's from Europe, so I work for a European car company, and he walks over and asked me what the deal is. I was just like, man, this is so cool. This is why I did it. And if he doesn't get it, then he'll eventually get it when this is the norm in like a year or two, or maybe even sooner, right?
So you're telling me
Ballers,
that
baby,
you guys,
I'm all
are you
in.
telling me that? Are you telling me that you guys are all tricking me and that there is no NBA player today and it's actually the CEO of your company that's going to be revealed as a baller? Not really the same thing, but that would be kind of cool.
Listen, I have
up,
to say
guys?
one thing about that, LG.
Oh, Jeremy, sorry. Hey, yeah.
Whoa!
Speaking of CEOs, there he
Yo!
is.
What's up,
Wow, man.
Ballers?
All
Ballers
right.
Nation.
Oh, come on. Jeremy, come on, man. Come on. That's all you got?
Ballers!
There we go.
There we go.
Yo, oh, yeah. You're not officially part of Ballerz Nation until you drop your first Ballers. I'm serious. That's got to be a thing, man. We know this. So,
It's really
super
true.
cool to have you, Jeremy.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I think Becca should be on here as well, maybe under the Ballers side. So, Becca, if you're here, come off mute, say hello.
Yeah, hey everyone. I'm under the Ballerz account. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I've sent a direct DM to our guest appearance person today. So hopefully they can find the link. Seems like some people are having issues actually finding the spaces, so I'm just sending links out to people. So
Come on.
pending, obviously always technical difficulties, but we're gonna get them on soon.
Listen,
so
Becca, it ain't no big deal because we could talk Ballers all day. You got Phil D up here. You got LG from the First Mint. And you got the Ballers team. You got Jeremy and Becca. Very good to be sharing the stage with you guys again. And for the first time this year, Jeremy, while we're hanging out, man, I want to hear from you. Like listen, you and Kurt are on a Twitter like late night rampage these days, dropping secret hints of all this different stuff. Is that how do those come about? Is it like late night Slack channels and you guys are like, okay, I'm gonna go drop this, or is this is independent? You guys are just so excited that you're just bursting at the seams on Twitter.
I think we're just so excited, about all the stuff that's coming. The quieter we are, I think I've said this multiple times, the quieter we are, the more we're building, right? So people take that the wrong way sometimes, is that, oh, they're quiet. Oh, what's happening? Is there going to be utility? Is this actually coming to fruition? Yes, it is actually, because of the fact that, we've been in this crypto space for a while. Kurt's been in since 2011. I've been in since 2016. We've been building and shipping products and world-class stuff across multiple blockchains. So, we are who we say we are. We're completely doxed. Like, you can find us. You can find me on LinkedIn, have a conversation. I'm a real human being. And, for us, it's just so exciting to see it come to fruition. Kind of goes back to, what we said in the very beginning is like step one. And I know people want to skip phases, and trust me, like as an NFT collector at heart and collecting every day, I want things to be expedited across all the projects that I collect. So I get it. But at the same time, step one was make this the world's best PFP as it relates to sports. And I think we're getting there, and I think we're doing an incredible job, and we're attracting some great people to do that.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, that's great to hear. And we know you guys are busy building, and that, it is hard to believe at this point that we've only been it's been literally just over 2 months since the drop, right? Which we were together for that as well. But that's like literally just 2 months ago. And the marketplace opening is what, like 3 weeks old now? Like it's like literally just happened.
Right.
But man, it feels like it's been a little
really
while.
Crazy.
Oh.
It feels like it's been a long time for sure.
Okay.
Welcome to the stage, Mr. Duncan Robinson. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are we doing?
We're incredible.
Wow.
Thank you for joining.
Hold on.
Surprise, Ballers Nation. We have
come on,
Mr.
Jeremy.
Duncan Robinson of the NBA here. So thank you so much for joining us again. But I'll let you guys take it away here.
Duncan, hold on. Listen. It's a nice intro from Jeremy, but we're gonna do the icebreaker, the initiation right away. What everybody does when they join spaces for Ballers is they got to yell out Ballers, and Phil D is going to demonstrate for you, and then we got to hear it from you, Duncan. Okay, so Phil D, show them how it's done.
Duncan, I just have to say, this is the official initiation into Ballerz Nation. Anytime anybody comes up on our spaces and on the spaces stage, you must yell your best Ballerz!
I love it. Well, to complete the initiation, then I'll hit you guys with Ballerz.
Hey!
Yes, dude. All right, man. He's in. Let's go.
Wow. Okay, well, Duncan, what we want to hear, man, is that, clearly, from what I understand, is that you are already a Ballerz. You already have some Ballers. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. I was fortunate enough to get actually 7 of them on the secondary market. So I hold some Ballers. I actually just recently gifted one to my sister for Christmas to get her into the NFT space. But originally just got into it. just because I thought it was a perfect project for me to really kind of enter the NFT space. Obviously, the basketball crossover, but then also just after doing some research, just everything behind the project, and particularly getting to know Jeremy a little bit and seeing what he's all about. It's been a great start, and I'm excited to just be more and more a part of this community.
Dude, we're very excited to have you, and lots of people hyped to have you, and absolutely, like, this is, a lot of us kind of born out of the Top Shot community, very keen to have, some fantastic PFPs to kind of rock. And if you've been paying attention, you definitely know Ballerz just took off like wildfire 2 months ago. Almost immediate sellout, and people have been rocking them like crazy ever since. A tremendous community of incredibly creative, passionate people. And I bet what they want to know is, if you were out there secretly picking up Ballerz on the secondary market, how did you make your decisions? Right? Because I can't even imagine approaching the market now. And what am I choosing? Am I choosing an alien? Am I choosing the ones like the cyborgs? Like, how did you choose? And actually tell us which ones you got.
Yeah. So, when I was first going through the process, I was just trying to, familiarize myself with the market and just see what was out there. But for me, it was more about just looking at specific traits and skills that I felt kind of gravitated towards, myself, not only as a basketball player, but also, of course, as a basketball fan. One thing for me in particular, how I play basketball. Obviously, I'm basically mostly just shooting threes. So, whether I'm playing 2K or doing whatever, or adding Ballerz to my NFT collection, it's actually less about like 3-point shooting, just because I kind of like to live vicariously through other players, my teammates, and other guys around the league that I enjoy watching.
Okay, well, I mean, that's a pretty good answer. But so wait, which ones did you choose?
I got Divine Booker. I got Island Boy, Professor D. I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Wow.
I don't want this Spaces to crash if I cancel out of my Twitter app. But yeah, that's three or four. Good, that's 3 or 4 of my collection. Yeah, I'd have to look through the rest to give you some specifics.
All good,
For those who are wondering, Ben just posted a link to Duncan's account to see which Ballerz he owns. I think he posted it right now in the Discord. And I'll tell you right now, Duncan, the Discord is absolutely exploding right now. People are calling to delist Ballerz immediately. Like, there's mass panic in there, man.
I love it. That's awesome.
You know what's funny too, and I know Duncan, you and I talked about this when we got on the phone call before, like when you reached out, and just for some of the backstory, Duncan and his team reaching out and be like, hey, like, we've been a part of this community for a little while. I think you have 7 Ballerz, maybe you have more since then, but it's just incredible that, and I think I alluded to that in a comment on Twitter, just alluding to the fact that there's a lot of people in here, and whether they're athletes and people that are slowly but surely coming out of the woodwork, that are collecting and that are right alongside of you as Ballerz, fellow Ballerz that, maybe are not ready to come out yet. Some of which, we're doing some cool stuff with. So those will come out over time. But, Duncan, I think, for you, it's really exciting to see an NBA player that just has a shared passion, obviously, for basketball and wanting to see this thing grow as much as anybody else here. So I know you have some awesome ideas, and you're open to collaborations and ways that we can really add value to the community. So really appreciate that. And once again, appreciate the support.
No, for sure. And, like you said, I think of late, and just it's funny how locker room conversations have kind of slowly navigated towards NFTs and talking about this space more and more. And, for me, I think you see a lot of athletes, and this isn't knocking anybody or doing anything like that, but as a result, there's been a lot of promotional opportunities for athletes to get involved. And, part of the reason why I just kind of wanted to be a part of the community and just kind of see what it was all about somewhat anonymously is I just kind of want this approach for me to be organic as much as possible. And that's really what drew me to this community in the first place, having familiarized myself with Top Shot and then seeing the kind of crossover from Top Shot to here, just from all accounts, I've just felt that it's it's just people who obviously love the game, love basketball, but then have just developed this passion for being in this space. So that's why it just felt like such an easy transition for me.
Absolutely. And Duncan, I do want to touch on something that you just mentioned there. In the locker room, obviously it's becoming a hot topic. Can you give us a little bit of insight there? Because obviously a lot of promo opportunities, but even you're clearly taking, you're coming at it like in the community aspect, right? Like, that it's important to kind of do the research, connect with the community, buy appropriately rather than just kind of, lend your name out immediately kind of thing. What's the vibe around in the locker room with the different players as to how much this is a real thing for NFTs and how many of them are taking it seriously and how they want to approach it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I think how it first started for a lot of guys that I've spoken to was originally just kind of like sticker price shock and seeing some of the purchases in NFT space and guys being like, wow, wait, what? This much money was spent on this and this is getting sold for this. And, that was kind of the initial conversations that were had. And this is dating back to, really earlier this year, really as early as this summer. But since then, it's shifted more towards guys being kind of like on the ground and a little bit more familiar with the different spaces and the different projects. And instead of like, just talking about the ones that get a lot of the attention and maybe the bigger projects, more so trying to navigate some of these up and coming projects. Udonis Haslem is somebody who's been in originally crypto and now has shifted into like the NFT space, and he does a lot of stuff with FTX as well. So he kind of had a leg up on all of this stuff compared to a lot of us. So for me, a lot of my conversations regarding crypto and NFTs have really been through him. And since actually I introduced him to the Ballerz community, and I plan actually on gifting one to him as well. So hopefully we can get him part of the community.
That's incredible. Well, hey, I wanted to welcome Kurt to the stage. I know Curdy, going back to what we just said about the tweet storms that we do late at night, they were asking about that. But no, that's great to hear about Haslem and, some of the other players that are getting into it. We're hearing more and more that it takes one guy that's kind of like the key guy that introduces the rest of the team, to the NFT space, and they kind of all follow suit. So it's so cool to hear, how that kind of organically happens, inside of the locker room.
Awesome. I did want to throw to Jay as well, who had a couple questions for you. Another great member of the community. Jay, what's going on, man? I know you got a couple questions for Duncan.
Yo, what up, LG? How you doing, Duncan?
I'm doing well, Jay. I'm doing well. How are you?
Very cool. I'm good, man. Don't hold it against me. I am a Villanova grad, so that was one of the best nights of my life. But we can talk about that later. I'm curious. There seems to be a lot of incredible integrations between basketball and blockchain and this growing NFT ecosystem. What do you see as somebody who's kind of bridging the gap right now as kind of the driving force that's creating all this excitement and building up this incredible community where blockchain and basketball come together?
Yeah, I mean, I think the driving force right now, or originally, I should say, was kind of what I was alluding to earlier. Is as professional athletes, and all I really know is the basketball space. Obviously, we're approached with all these different business ventures and opportunities, and for so long, and this is what I've heard from older players, but it was just about being a professional basketball player. And now we're given this incredible opportunity to not only utilize our platform, but also diversify our platform and, take advantage of stuff that interests us and really be able to create kind of a brand around what we're doing. So it's so much more than just being on the court. Obviously, that's kind of the main thing for us and what we, try to focus the majority of our time around. But as players, you can only spend, 4 or 5, maybe 6 hours out of a day, in the gym, working on recovery, rehab, and all this sort of stuff. So you have ample time to invest into other things of interest. And just as you've seen outside of the basketball community, just kind of this surge around, NFTs, blockchain, and this kind of crusade that's happening. The same way it's impacted the greater community, I really think it's taken over locker rooms as well. And, when you have, 28, in some cases teenagers and young 20s, mid 20s, with the resources and access. It creates this kind of synergy between being able to take advantage of products or take advantage of projects that might pique your interest. And guys are doing different things. It's obviously not everybody is, as funny as this may sound, totally interested in basketball off the court. So there might be other projects that interest them more. But for me, like I've always just been a hoops junkie. Like I eat, sleep, and breathe it. So for me, that's why Ballerz was an easy entry point, really, or just a way to continue my just kind of portfolio in this NFT space.
I have another quick follow-up, and then I'll pass it back on to LG. Like you, I'm big into Top Shot. I got in back in February, and I've loved the platform. I think as a hoops fan, I love the collecting aspect of it. But what drew me personally to Ballerz is it's more about self-identity, and it dips further into the NFT mantra of you can have anonymity. You can kind of declare that you're part of a tribe, and you can wear it as a badge of honor in your profile picture and elsewhere. I wonder with you guys as professional athletes, you're on the face of magazines, you're on TV all the time. Everybody knows everything about you. Is part of the allure for a project like this, for guys like you, that you do get to kind of capture some of that anonymity. You get to kind of live vicariously through a quote unquote avatar. That's you. It might be in your likeness or similar to you, but it's also kind of different. And maybe it allows you to explore things that you can't necessarily do in the real world. Can you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think first off, what's unique about basketball is, in comparison to football, maybe is, football, you're wearing a helmet, you're wearing pads. Basketball, first of all, the size of the teams, but then also just the face familiarity. I joke around with my friends all the time, like nobody really cares about me, particularly in Miami. I might get a little bit here and there, but I also enjoy the fact that I'm able to kind of blend in as I know a lot of people say I look like a tax accountant, this or that or whatever, which is like all in good fun, obviously. But at the same time, there still is that notoriety that comes with being a professional basketball player. So, in that same sort of breath, as you mentioned, it's pretty cool to be able to shift, online, Web3 and have these interactions in a totally different way than what you would have. I've kind of noticed ever since the bubble, before the bubble, no one kind of really knew who I was. Maybe if you were a Miami Heat fan, you'd have seen me play. But after the bubble, I kind of noticed personally for me, and I don't say this this is not like a woe is me sort of thing, but I did notice how every interaction just kind of naturally changed just a little bit, whether that be with a stranger, whether it be with, in some cases, people that I knew. You just kind of, there was a different level of notoriety. And one thing I really do love about this project is the ability to kind of reestablish that anonymity and just kind of be able to converse and be in these discords and just kind of do it just as another member of the community in a way.
Awesome. I have to jump in. Hold on. I have to jump in here because Duncan says he's kind of a nobody. But here's a fun fact that probably a lot of people know. And Duncan, I hope you don't mind me getting into this. But if we're looking at the fastest ever to 500 career three-pointers, if I were to ask 10 people on the street, the answer would be Steph Curry 10 out of 10 times. The actual answer to that is Duncan Robinson. 152 games it took you to get to 500 career threes. And LG, I'm going to bring you on for this. Who do you think is second?
To get to 500 threes?
Yes.
Oh, are you asking me because it's going to be a Raptors player?
No, I'm asking you because I want to know what you think.
What I think? Oh my God. I have no idea.
Career threes.
Is it somebody current who plays right now?
Yes. Yes.
Duncan,
somebody
do you know who it is? Duncan, can you help me?
Yeah, if you want to use a landline or phone a friend, I might be able to help you out.
Yeah, I'll actually use a landline. I'm going to call my friend Duncan Robinson. Duncan, hey Duncan, it's LG here from the First Mint. Yeah, I'm on a Spaces with you. Can you help me? Who's the second fastest player to reach 500 threes after you?
My guess would be Buddy Hield.
No, Buddy Hield is tied with Klay Thompson in 5th. It took them 214 games to get there. 2nd place was Luka Doncic, and 3rd place was Dame Lillard. But you know what? It took Luka 187 games to get there, dude. That's absolutely nuts. So I don't think that's a nobody, Duncan. I'm pretty sure that's something pretty special, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words.
Duncan, I know we only have you for another minute or two. There's only really one question left for you is, listen, you see an ocean here of baller PFPs and some others. You've got a really wonderful photo, a nice photo of you walking down the hallway there. Phil D, who's on right now with the Green Alien, it took us months after a guarantee from him to get him to finally change it, and we had a big event for it. For you, Duncan, what's it going to take to change that PFP to a baller?
Ooh. I'll tell you what, it's not going to take much. I honestly had just kind of been waiting in the shadows to kind of go out public in this with this in a way. So I think you can very much expect to see a change here on the horizon.
Wow.
We might be able to help that, Duncan.
Whoa!
Wow.
Well, Duncan, it's been great to have you, man. And if that is something that happens, we'll have to make an event out of it, have a party out of it, and have you back here on Spaces with us.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great. Looking forward to that.
Cool. Any last words? Any parting words for the Ballers community while you got them all here?
I just want to say I appreciate you guys for hopping on, and I'm looking forward to continuing to interact in the future.
Beauty. Awesome.
Thank you, Duncan, so much for joining. Really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
Okay. Cheers, man.
Bye.
Right on. What a guy. What a guy. Well done, Ballers team. Excellent work getting Duncan up here. Very well-spoken guy. Obviously, he's got his podcast as well, so no stranger to being on the air. But really great to hear from him. But there's something that we totally glossed over, and it's that Kurt and Jay spoke, and never said what they're supposed to say when they're starting a Spaces for Ballers.
Wow.
No, I definitely did. Did. Kurt did not.
No, Jer, we got you, man.
Yeah, Jer, we got you. We started with that, Jer.
Ballers.
Yeah, but man, hey, listen, for anybody listening, if you're coming up on these Spaces, you know how it works. Before you say anything else, the minute that microphone is unmuted, you got to drop the biggest ballers on the planet just to make it. Duncan Robinson did it. We got to work on his a little bit, but we're still getting somewhere with that, man. So
you guys had pro basketball players in here making me nervous, man. I was like, fuck, dude, I better listen over here.
Hey, I will say this though, LG. The last time we had a professional athlete on one of our shows was Christian Petrarca of the Australian Football Rules League. And what happened to him after he came on one of our, it was a live show. He not only won the championship of the entire league with his team for the first time in 40 years, he won the MVP of the league. And then we had Osimo on one of our shows, and he won the Millie Maker for NFL Fantasy like a couple weeks ago or something. I'm just saying, you never know. We might be seeing a trend here.
Hey, well, who knows, right? We're halfway through the NBA season, so it's a great time to get hot if you're Duncan and the Heat, right? They're in a great spot, and All-Star game around the corner. So it's a great time to chat that. And I just want to say kudos to the Ballers team, everybody, for making that happen. I think it's something really wonderful for the community to see, and great to have our first NBA player, probably first of many in the Ballers community. It really, to me, is such a perfect marriage for guys like him, where it's like it's a ready, set community of really passionate people where there's a lot of variety in the NFTs. And also, like, at the end of the day, like, we all want to see Ballers Moon, but it's nice that they're still relatively accessible, right? Like, it's tough even if you're an athlete, even if you have, you get paid decently, like, making a foray into some of these other PFPs is challenging. So Ballers community is a perfect start place for someone like him and his colleagues, his teammates to start. And hopefully we get a few more in here. So kudos, Ballers team, for making that happen.
Can I chime in for a second?
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
Man.
No, I was just going to say, we've got lots of NBA players who are taking notice. Just today we had Greg Brown, young kid from the Blazers, reach out. I chopped it up with him a little bit. We're going to get him into the universe. So many other NBA players Do you guys know Duncan Robinson's story, by the way? I mean, he's a fascinating basketball player. He grew up in a tiny town of fewer than 1,000 people. He went to some small D3 school. He ended up transferring to Michigan, went to the national championship game, lost to my Villanova Wildcats, but we don't have to harp on that too much. Went undrafted, right? Like nobody drafted him out of college, picked up by Miami, like a small contract. And now, I mean, last summer, dude signed a massive contract, and he's a key player. And like you said, LG, I mean, the dude's got a great podcast. He's super tuned into culture. He's going to be sharing his love for this platform and this product and this community. I think he's the ultimate ambassador for everything we're building here.
Mm-hmm. Jay, how did you forget to mention that he went to the same academy as Mark Zuckerberg? How do you forget that, man? Come on.
I forgot to mention that because I didn't know that, Phil.
There's a lot to this guy, man. Like he really knows his shit too, man. Like I'm really impressed.
He's a perfectionist. The dude, I mean, he shoots the rock.
Well, the Spaces God did not like that, Jay. Whatever you were saying, you're getting censored.
Yeah,
he shoots something.
What else is new? What else is new? Welcome to my world.
I just want to ask Jeremy. So, Jeremy, is it safe to assume, and a lot of people want to know this, would it be safe to assume that Duncan Robinson is not the only one that has kind of been into the Ballerz community? Some people are saying he made those purchases way before Christmas. Like we're talking a week before or whatever it was, and nobody had any idea. Is it safe to say he's not the only one maybe that's a baller at this point?
That's very safe to say. And to be honest with you, when they approached me, I didn't even know about it. You know, he just came out with it and said, yeah, I own 7. And I was just blown away on the call when he said it. I was just wowed. So it's incredible that this is resonating so deeply that, you know, they just want to be involved in some capacity. And, you know, they want to have participation in this stuff. And, you know, some have specific teams that they like. I know he didn't allude to that very much, but I think you'll see how a lot of this plays out. We're going to do some really cool things with some of the athletes coming in, including some special announcements. So I think it's a good time to be a Ballerz holder. Just saying.
Beauty. That's awesome. And speaking of that, guys, I think we can use the last little bit of time here to turn to the team and tell us like what's coming up. And I also just want to say, I don't think we've spoken since Ballerz crossed the 4,000 individual owner threshold. So congratulations to you guys and congratulations to everybody and welcome to everybody who joined and helped, push us past that number. Did you know that there aren't even 4,000 individual holders of CryptoPunks? So we're already more a diversity or density, or whatever the proper term is, distribution, let's say, than there are CryptoPunks out there. So really well done. Ballerz team, how does that feel? And obviously we want to know what's coming next.
Go ahead, Kurt.
I mean, yeah, it does feel incredible. And like the main kind of feeling that I have right now is just being really thankful to all of the Ballerz who've collected thus far. I mean, it's just, you guys are seriously so awesome. Like we wouldn't be able to attract, pro players and all these people if it wasn't for our community. The community is everything. So it's just like a big thank you to you guys. And it's just been amazing, and there's just so many things that we're excited about that are coming out. So I'm just seeing new pros come on board. Like I can't even keep track of it, so it's all just kind of coming at us pretty fast, and it's all because of you guys. So thank you.
Thanks for making Ballerz.
Yeah, dude, I'm just over here. Like I'm a nerdy programmer over here, and like I was a big basketball fan, and so just seeing crypto mix with basketball is just something I would have never been able to predict. But it's like it's so complementary. It's just crazy to realize that.
Okay, well, I mean it's Jay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we needed this, man. Like there's billions of basketball fans around the world, and you've got all these projects popping up that tap into different passion points and interests and just crazy stuff around animals. And much respect to everybody having their success, but we love hoops, and to have something that self-identifies us as part of this tribe, this movement. A lot of us have been basketball fans our entire lives, and this project was meant for us, and we have it, and it's amazing, and it's just going to continue to go.
Absolutely. And we got a new guest on the stage, unexpected, but very happy to have her. And Roz, there's like, listen, if you're coming on stages, there's the first thing that you say, what it's got to be. Welcome, Roz.
Ballers.
Yes.
Yeah. A different take. I like that. That was nice. Yeah, that was a good. How does it feel?
It feels good. I've been a baller my whole life. I've been hooping since I'm 4. So I just feel like this is a PFP that, I relate to. And yeah, so what's up, everybody? So cool to be part of the family. It took me a while. I was like obsessing over what to get.
How did you choose, Roz? Because I know you and I DM'd a little bit, and I was like, oh shit, you got in. But how did you decide what you wanted in the Ballers, like in all the options to pick from? There's so many.
I actually took it pretty seriously. I was, I was down to a few choices. I wanted it to represent me. I actually hoop. So, and I find myself looking for PFP projects. Like one thing that stands out, I like the woman-centric projects. Like before, like there were a lot of them popping up. A lot of the popular PFP projects, I found myself just kind of trying to find the most girly traits, or if there was anything that kind of felt like a Black girl or just whatever. So I really like the Ballerz project because there's so many different types of avatar representation, honestly. And so I was looking for something that like kind of looked like me, how I'd rock my hair. I was looking at braids for a second, and I was like, oh, I don't. I was like looking at the jerseys, like for affiliations. There was some teams that had colors that looked like the Sparks. I covered the Sparks as their color commentator. Just looking for personal affiliations. I was also looking at like what accessories were there. And then ultimately it came down to game when I was down to my final few that like were aesthetically pleasing. There was one that was cool and maybe like quote unquote cooler, but her game wasn't that good. She was average at everything. Then there was one where she was I think a good playmaker, but like not that great of a shooter and a defender. And I was like, I don't know if I want to be that player either. Like, I guess that would put her at like a point guard that, you can sag off of because she can't shoot, but she also can't guard up and hold people to low points, but she is a nifty passer. So I was like, okay, but that wasn't really it, even though I thought she might've been more aesthetically pleasing. But then I found one that was kind of more chill. I was actually rocking her as my PFP for a couple days there before I went to the World of Women right now. But she had a cool ponytail. The only thing I was missing was a headband. When I played, I did rock the headband, and I don't have one. But her strength is defense. I was a defensive player of the year. She's a solid shooter and playmaker, which I think was my role on a team of superstar players who are all in the WNBA now. So like we relate. And so that's how I chose it. It was really personal, actually.
Wow.
Man, okay. Yeah,
Wow.
seriously.
Whoa,
like,
hold on a second. We have
Man, I didn't
never,
even put that much
ever
thought into mine.
heard this type of thought process put into buying a Ballerz. And the Discord is absolutely losing their minds, Ross. They're the ones who kept messaging us that you're in here. And they're like, that was the request of the day, was to get you up on here on the stages so we could talk to you. And I think you just blew their minds. There is nobody out there that has a comparable explanation, or I don't even know what to call what we just heard on why
that was a full scouting report of the entire Ballers league.
You got to be
it sounds
careful.
like, Roz, like you just earned yourself a job as like the GM of like the top team, or like the, I don't know, like the lead scouting agent or something like that for the Ballers league, man. Like you are like the top analyst of
the commissioner.
That's amazing.
I'm a Ballerz analyst. I'm dead.
I will say though, I'm not surprised, Phildy. I'm not surprised because when I chatted with Roz when you came on the first minute on the podcast, Roz, months ago, I think back in May, and we chatted about punks and me bits and apes and all that kind of stuff. It was really clear to me that you don't do things by accident. You're not doing things for clout or anything like that. You're doing things because you really want to, because you really care, and you do them with so much purpose. So I am absolutely not surprised that you came in and put that much thought into it. And also somebody, way more accomplished than anybody here in terms of actually knowing hoops and knowing what to look for in players. So I'm absolutely not surprised that you approached it that way.
Absolutely. Thank you. No, you're so right on. My journey like in this space has been very personal, and like an avatar in PFP, like often we wanted to
Yeah, I thought it
represent
was
ourselves
incredible.
in the space,
Well,
but
welcome, Roz, once again. Just so happy to have you a part of this community. As
Okay.
Uh-oh.
analyst and
We
all.
got some Wi-Fi issues over there.
Jeremy also driving through a forest right now or something. It sounds great. The little bits of it, Jeremy, we can't hear you, man. You're cutting out, but we're hearing little bits of goodness. So it sounds like he's saying something really nice about you, Ross, but it's you can't confirm. You can't hear him.
thank you, Jeremy. Thank you so much.
I could pick
About
up.
getting a second one, but like, should I?
Oh,
I think we're gonna have to do a show just for you to go through the options and kind of go through your thought process, and then buy on this. It might have to be an hour. I don't know how long it took you the first time, but based on what we just heard, I think we might have to do a show just for that, a Spaces or something. I mean, people want to hear this stuff. I'm seeing Roz BP, everything in the chat right now.
I'm crying. That's so funny. Everybody can hear my like obsessive mindset, but I love this game. I've been playing since I was 4, so I put my whole heart in it. Basketball is clearly it's my profession. It's a huge part of my life. So when I'm picking a Ballerz avatar, I took it seriously. I want to make sure real quick to give a special shout out. LG was there to take a few questions. I forgot, was there anybody else I asked about Ballerz? But I know Patrick Ewing, like he spent he answered all my he had a lot of patience because I was like, well, what about this one? And then it was like, then I kind of the holidays happened, and then I came back. I was like, all right, I'm back. I'm ready. What about these? Like, this was not available. He was very patient and helpful, and kind of dealt with my crazy mindset as I was trying to pick the right one. So I want to give him a big shout out for being a help as I picked out the right one. Pack Rip Ewing, what's up?
I don't know if he's here.
Yeah, I'm just giving shout out.
I think he's deep in the content publishing streets of Top Shot now, taking the big job. So
I just slid into his DMs. I literally I didn't know who to hit, and I knew I wanted a baller, so I remembered seeing him tweeting about it. Like, I didn't really know who was the right person to hit, so I slid in his DMs. I was like, hey, you know anything about Ballerz? And then he helped me. So
nice. Well, all I'm going to say now is
I don't think he's here, LG, but I think Patrick Viewing is here. I'm not sure if he's in here or not.
Yeah,
that was actually one of my favorite parts of Duncan Robinson is we asked him, or somebody asked him what ballers he bought, and he starts naming them by name. He's like Divine Booker, Island Boy. I'm like, what?
That was hilarious. I was listening. I was like, yo, first of all, he had 7, and then he knew all these names for them. I was like, oh no, he's serious.
So that means that people, maybe he saw the names on the listings and was like, yo, that's cool. Let me buy. So naming your ballers seems to be beneficial in a way because he knew them all by name. He didn't even have to pull up the list. He just knew who he bought.
I'm sorry, I'm new to these streets. I can name my baller?
Yes, if you own a baller, you can name it whatever. All right, we need someone to post a link. Someone needs to send Ross the link. You just have to fill out a form, and you can name your baller whatever you want.
What?
No. You know what's got to happen, guys? If you Roz, you got to post your baller to Twitter again, and you got to just get names from the community. You're going to get a tremendous response. Patrick Viewing will give you definitely some good takes on what the name could be, because that is a very special part of the Ballerz ecosystem right there.
Okay, facts. Yeah, I need some help from the community, so I'll do that. That sounds good.
Roz, I just want to put this out there. I love Patrick Viewing personally. My guy's name is Tupac Shaker because he shakes dudes on the court. And I think it's a very underrated name. And I'm looking for all the credit that I think he deserves in the community.
I am crying. All right, I got to really think about what this name is like. And maybe I'll think about somebody so I'm going to challenge y'all. Send me some names, but it's got to be creative. And it's got to be on the WNBA side. I'll tweet it out. I want a woman's name. So what could we do with Sue Bird's name or who else's name? Cappy Pondexter's name. I don't know.
Hey Becca, yeah. I feel like we need to do a contest around this. What do you think?
Oh
wow,
100%.
That's good. Go. I like that.
Beauty. I just pinned it. I just pinned Roz's Ross's baller. So definitely it needs a name.
Isn't she
so
cool?
She is cool.
Wow.
She's
Roz, what
cool.
number did you wear, Roz? Remind us which
I wore
number.
21. I would have died if she
21.
was 21, but
Okay.
this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool.
Okay, that's pretty good. Roz, I don't want to keep you too long, but
Yep.
I want us to say the similar question we asked Duncan, and you are so like you're in the middle of the NFT community, like you are fully ingrained there. But in your circles outside the NFT community and the sports community, I'm sure you get a lot of questions and you hear a lot of chatter. What's the word on the street these days for your colleagues and NFTs?
I mean, if a lot of the people I know are in the mix. I'm a part of a Dow basketball league, like, you know, with my friends, Miami Tech runs and LA Tech runs. Like, you know, my circles are very much mixed in, and it's getting harder and harder to ignore in the basketball circles that I cover. You know, whether it's literally the arenas that, you know, I'm working in, whether it's FTX Arena in Miami or Crypto.com Arena or jersey badges or players having, I don't even want to tell you, some of you might know what I went through to try and catch the Stephen Curry's, you know, drop of his NFT around the threes, or I just finished my Top Shot challenge because I basically am committed to anything where I can get a Top Shot reward on Klay Thompson. I'm going to do it. So I got his first debut moment through a challenge, and I just finished the Flash return challenge. I can't wait to get that moment. Like, you know, like I think in sports you can't ignore it. It's happening. Kevin Durant just did something with Coinbase. You know, I think actually sports is the great communicator to the masses of a lot of the action happening in this space. And typically, you know, sports often has provided a bridge for new concepts, difficult concepts in this country and the world, whether it's over, you know, racial strife or political issues between countries, or, you know, segregation, or all sorts of things, or now, you know, new concepts or newer concepts and technology like crypto, NFTs, Web3. You know, sports often is like the stage where, you know, a common ground can be had, and a conversation can, you know, really be had on a really public way. So in my spaces, it's happening. It's not even like what's next. I think it's happening right now as we speak. It's all very exciting.
Well, we're lucky to have you as an ambassador, Roz, representing the NFT community in your other community as well, and that's a really, really fantastic viewpoint on the world of sports, and I couldn't agree more. So thanks for sharing that.
No problem, guys. All right, I got to get ready. I have a UCLA Washington Pac-12 women's basketball game to be on the call for tomorrow, and I've got a call with Coach Close from UCLA coming up in a few minutes, so I'm gonna have to here and get
Roz. You never stop. You never stop, man. You are incredible. That's you work so hard. Kudos to you, and good luck with all that.
Sounds good. Hey, thank you guys for the warm welcome, and help me out with the name, Ballerz fam. So, Ballerz.
Yes.
Hi, y'all.
Let's go,
Roz. Cheers, Roz. All right, folks. I think we had a few people request to talk, so maybe we'll take one or two questions and we can wrap out. Or comments. Maybe it's just people coming up to yell Ballerz, whatever it is. And guys, if you're asking for alpha, you know that I already asked for the alpha, and these guys kind of dodged it a little bit. So, you know, we've got a big hopeful, but we'll get Berminator up here. Berm, if you're coming up, and I'm just going to add a couple other folks here to
hey, sorry, I think I was going through a bad area, so I didn't hear it.
It's all good, pal. It's all good,
Every time
man.
you ask it, I'm just going to go through a bad area, so I apologize. Just ahead of time.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, Aurelio.
Yo, what's up?
Come on, what? Excuse me?
No.
That's not what you're supposed to say.
No, I know. Hold on, let me start over. 3, 2, 1. Ballerz.
There it is.
Much better, man. Because if you ask Finn the cat his experience on one of my spaces with that, I had already given the warning about not saying Ballerz first, and I said whoever did it next and didn't do it, that they'd be thrown right back out of the room. And I actually did it to him, and he never forgot it, and he's never missed a Ballerz the rest of his life. So, but we'll give you a break, man. That was a pretty good Ballerz.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm learning my lesson. No, yeah, man. Just wanted to show love. I'm excited about the airdrop that is incoming. I'm not sure if I can show any more details, but that's my question.
Alpha
Were
leaker
you asking
extraordinaire.
about
What are
the
you saying?
airdrop?
Yeah. I mean, people are speculating that it's kicks, but I don't know if I give any more details. If not, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, there's spies everywhere, and so I got to be careful about what I say. So I do know a few details that it'd be great to update people. Just with some of those details, more about like dates, is that it's going to be just about 2 weeks out. So make sure that when that snapshot happens, you're holding at least one baller, and that you have it in your Dapper wallet, and that you have used Gaia in some way. And then that'll ensure that you're on that snapshot. That's like the most important piece of information that you should know for now. And, I'll wait for the team to come out and really present what we're going to be dropping on that day in the best way possible. So, yeah, thanks for the question, though.
Wow. There you have it. At least one baller and have used Gaia. That's what I just heard. LG, did you hear the same thing?
More or less, yeah. Who knows? I don't know. Curdy talked about spies. Maybe he speaks in riddles. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. One thing can mean a different thing, but we'll see. We'll wait and see. I always wait and see. So, Aurelio, I think that's the most you're going to get, pal.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Let me get my ballers before I get out of here. 1, 2, 3. Ballers!
Oh, dude, I love that. I love the 1, 2, 3. Like it's like you're jumping off a diving board into the pool or something like that. Like it's
you got to get ready. You got to get hyped.
It's like a cannonball or something.
Because you said that, LG, this upcoming summer, I mean, in Australia, it's already summer, so they're probably doing it. You're going to have everybody yelling ballers while they do cannonballs at all sorts of picnics and parties and all that. I'm telling you, it will become mainstream. Just wait till we get to go to more NBA games and stuff. I did my part at the NBA game that I went to. That turned out to be like the COVID super spreader, and then they shut everything down here after that NBA game. So I haven't had a chance to do it again. But to be honest, it'll become something you hear everywhere you go. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, especially if we can get some ballers like Speedos and bathing suits, guys. Just sending that out to the team. We got the hoodies and stuff, but if you want us to wear it in the summer, I ain't wearing no hoodie at the pool. So
if you're posting to your Twitter, dude, I'm sending it over to you. So
wow.
Listen, man, every man needs a good Speedo. Okay, Berminator, what's up, man?
Ballers!
Oh my god.
Okay, I had to hit you with something big. How's everyone doing today? Man, what a day. It's so exciting to be here.
My daughters are dying laughing right now.
Good. That's what we do here, man. We're all about community. This is community-based. And, man, I love every one of you. I love the late night crew, the Bridge Boys. Shout out to all of you. What a great community. I'm just hyped to be here.
Do you have a question, Berminator? Nope.
Nah, that's pretty much it. Anyone need a GIF? I'll hook you up with a GIF.
Wow. LG, you invited people to come up here and scream ballers, and now you're asking them if they have questions.
Well, I don't know. I said, listen. Okay, okay, whatever, man. Okay, I'm just gonna bring people up, guys. I'm gonna send you down as we go through. We'll just try and get through a few more, and then we'll wrap out. Because clearly these guys got some work to do. Kurt's gotta live up to all the alpha he just gave us. Patrick Viewing,
ballers. What's up, everyone?
There we go. Hey yo,
nice, dude, nice.
I'm over here just cracking the hell up, man. This is too good.
What did you think of Duncan?
Duncan's amazing, man. Like when you hear NBA players come on, you never expect them to be that deep in, but man, dude knows his stuff, right? That was really impressive. Yeah, I don't have any other like hard hitting questions. I'm more in a mix of like in shock. I'm laughing at like these hilarious curves that like Phil throws, but LG just completely deflects perfectly. This is great.
That's how we roll, man. I'm used to it. Every time we do that, it always ends up getting tossed the other way, and it's all good, man.
Professional.
At least we get through
That's right. But between like Jay, Jeremy, Kurt, everyone's been killing it. Beck was great. Roz is amazing. There were people tagging me, and I'm like, wrong pack, trick, rip, but it's cool. I'm happy to help with the name. It's all good. Yeah, look, we can all ask whatever we want to ask. We're gonna get the plead the fifth answers, but But seriously, what's the airdrop going to be, guys?
I don't know if you're asking me or if you expect them to actually answer.
Psst. Blink once if it's something.
I mean,
cool.
Yeah,
I
think we're
in
gonna
emoji.
keep it in our back pocket.
You know, I speak in
for-
emoji. I mean, I thought I dropped the best thing I could possibly drop. You know, there's a basketball in there. There's shoes in there.
That's
that
right.
can mean you're running with a basketball. That means it could be a basketball with a shoe on it. It could mean a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, Kurt gave a little off. I'll give a little more. So one thing that he mentioned is that you're going to need to make sure that your ballers are attached to the Dapper Walt on Gaia. Make sure that that happens before that snapshot. We're going to give you a lot more instructions around that, but that's one thing. The other thing that I'll say as a little bit of alpha is that if you have a baller, you get something, okay? If you have two ballers, you get more than one something, okay? So it's not just based on units. It's based on one thing equals one other thing. So just throwing that out there.
Oh, man.
Okay. Wow.
You need to see some of the theories that have shown up in the Discord ever since you've kind of hinted at that. Some of the theories are wild. People think they're going to be mutating babies and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. Honestly, I've enjoyed it. This is why I like when you guys leak just random stuff that really can't be figured out. You just say things that are just random because the Discord goes bonkers. And some of the stuff they come up with in there is nuts, man. So I've completely enjoyed that time. And the babies one is the best one. I'm like, man, what is going on? People are buying couples and stuff, hoping that babies come out of them. I don't know, man. It's just
I love it. Like I just post one emoji and then you guys give me all these good ideas. So thank you.
Ballerz. The Dream, what's up, man? The Dream 34.
Ballerz.
Oh, that might be the best one today. That's good.
Yeah, I
That's
practiced.
good.
Thanks for letting me up, guys. I was practicing before you got me in there. Huge props to the community. Huge props to the vagueness on what's coming. I love the mystery. It's taking me back a bit, but I'm just going to throw my philosophy out there. I think we're getting kicks, right? And I'm hoping these kicks are connected to rarity and trait rank. And so if I've got a gold grills, I want gold shoelaces or something. I want that matching my baller. I want my kicks to be matching my baller. That's about it, man. Other than that, I just got to say I'm beyond pumped, and knowing that we're getting airdrop matched to the number of ballers, man, I got to go get another one now. I'm at 8. I'm not going to be caught with my pants down.
Whoa. Hey, Dream, listen, man. I already told you.
Okay.
That's after dark stuff, man.
Yeah, it's not that kind of show, man.
No.
Middle of the day here, pal.
You know, it's funny you say that, Dream, because right before we went on the air, I got a message from one of our good friends, and I don't know if he wants to be revealed or not, but he's one of the big buyers. And the last update I had from him is that he owned like 30-something ballers. He told me, hold on, let me pull up the DM. And again, I'm not going to reveal because I'm not sure if he wants to be or not. But this person now he announced to me, he now owns 60 ballers. So I don't know if that's the record or that's the person with the most.
Be. That's insane, man. But
I don't know anybody else.
A 1-to-1 drop? Wow. Oh, man. Oh, man.
And somebody
just
opened
so
up Ballerz Anonymous.
I never said 1-to-1 just directly. So I'm just saying there might be more to it.
You didn't say 1-to-1, but you said you would get something for one baller.
I did.
And
if anybody's a part of like our previous communities and some of the ones that are active now, like Bitcoin Origins, which is what we started with, or Rebel Rabbit, shout out to all the rebels out there. They know like how I start these things from scratch is literally what I'm doing right now. Is I don't give much, I give just enough. And part of the fun is seeing, to your point, going in Discord and seeing the theories developed by the community. It's really incredible, and that's what makes it fun. You know, it's like on Christmas. I don't want to know what I got by just going down, looking under the tree, and it's all unwrapped. I want to unwrap this stuff and figure out what it is. You know.
Well, Jeremy, to quote the coach from Waterboy, Mom always said the only thing better than one crawfish dinner is 2 crawfish dinner.
That's the quote. Right
Fucking Blake.
Well, where did he come from? Did I hear ballers from him or
how
no?
is it even? How is? Wow! I can't believe Blake's first words weren't ballers.
Wait,
Are you
no! I
kidding me?
screamed it.
Shocking.
I screamed it.
No.
To be fair, I did hear and see him with the little speaker.
Let's go.
He did. It was under everyone else talking, but we heard it.
Hey guys,
Blake,
love Ballerz, love Duncan Robinson, dude. What the heck? That was awesome. And then LG Pro Moves getting the commitment to come back. What an interviewer, guys! It's open season. The only thing better than one ball is 2 balls. So everybody, load up your squad and let's get going.
Wow.
Man. The quotables from today are just off the charts. The only thing better than one ball is two balls, and you couldn't be more right, man. Jeremy, what are you going to say? You got something to say, I can tell.
Oh, I was just going to say, unfortunately, you guys can keep going. I have to bounce.
That's all good. I think it was actually a good place to wrap.
I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for joining.
I think this is how you have to, if players, I think this is how players, I love the reveal aspect of this. I love the way Duncan's been on for almost a month now. And he's just been doing his own thing. He's kind of kept a low-key approach. And then he approached the team, or I don't know how it played out. And he said, let's do something. Let's do the reveal. I thought that was really cool. And I hope other players are interested in doing the same thing. Because we just got the information that others are probably involved already as well. And I actually just asked the person in the Discord that has that named that baller Divine Booker. And they had no idea that the person who bought it off of them was Duncan Robinson. So that was a pretty cool moment. And I'm sure I know Island Boy too. We know Island Boy. Somebody we know named that one too. So I'd be really interested to hear from those people. They had absolutely no clue.
Right on. Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, I think there's a good spot to wrap it. We've been on for an hour, and I think this is probably the best spaces. Every space of Ballerz has been incredible, honestly. Especially like the drop, the marketplace open. I think we've done a few other ones. They've all been really wonderful, but this one was very notable. And I have to say, like, having Duncan on, tremendous, great to know he's going to be part of the community. Hopefully we get it back on to change his PFP, bring on more players. But man, surprise shock today was Roz coming on and giving a scouting report of Ballerz unlike any we've ever heard. So I got to say that was a really nice surprise. Did not expect to hear from her today, and great to see how deeply invested she was in her Ballerz decision.
I got one more thing for you, LG.
Yeah, hit me.
All right. I will never turn this down. When I receive multiple messages from someone saying, please bring me up, I just want to scream Ballerz. So I can't deny this one. He asked me many times now, just bring me up 2 seconds before the show ends. If you can bring Foggy up, I think that's also his name on Twitter. If you see a request from Foggy, or if you can send him a request, bring him up here, man. I told him I'd bring him up. Let him give us his best shot. Let's hear this.
Okay, we'll end on that. Foggy.
Yes, the throat clear. I love the throat clear, man. That was good.
Hey, on that note.
Whoa!
My daughter. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, my youngest one is so pissed. You can say it too, babe. Go ahead.
She's so pissed.
Now.
Here we go.
Come on, go. The whole country is waiting to say it.
Fate of the world.
It'll never happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
I just got owned. That was awesome. Go Ballers. Go Late Night Crew.
Hey, I kept getting cut off. I'm so sorry, guys. The only thing I was trying to drop is just letting you guys know that we are on a mission to drive value, as you can see with myself and Kurt and our tweets and all this, to drive value for this community, eat, breathe, and sleep this stuff. Obviously, being huge fans of the sport, it's incredible to see what this community has done and coming together. And the attention now that we are commanding from the greater NFT community, the basketball community, this greater sports community. You have no idea who is reaching out to us to work with us. And that all is going to trickle down to you guys as the holders and as the supporters of this community. So just wait, because there's some really cool things coming, exciting things coming, and ways in which we're going to just further promote that of this incredible community we've all created together. So congratulations, and really looking forward to the future here.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I'm out, and we appreciate all of you.
Thanks, guys.
Let's end this with everybody who's on the stage right now. I'm going to count to 3. Unmute yourselves now. On 3, we say Ballerz, and then I'm literally Becca, you're the host, so you got to end it on cue. You got to end it just as we're finishing, just as we're in the part. Okay, Becca, give me a sign that you're ready to do that, because it has to end perfectly.
I'm ready.
Nice fade.
Yes.
Okay, everybody unmute. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Berminator, you're still muted.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
Come on,
Bert. And everybody who's not on the stage at home, listen. Even if you're alone in your car, in your basement, we're sitting watching TV, you're having dinner, whatever it is.
In the market.
You gotta say it wherever you are. Yeah, especially at the grocery store. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ballerz!